Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel, Cyprus and Greece signed trilateral agreements to advance the formation of a joint task force to deal with wildfires and earthquakes. Syrian rebels warn Israel that Iran and the regime in Damascus aim at forming Iranian-backed militias on the border with a Jewish state that would threaten the country with missiles. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says that Russian and American military experts would meet in Geneva on Saturday to discuss the situation in the northern Syrian city of Aleppo. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a trilateral meeting with his Greek counterpart Alexis Tsipras and Cypriot President Nikos Anastasiades in Jerusalem to strengthen relations and sign agreements to cooperate in various fields.
This is a meeting of genuine friendship. There are shared values between us. We're three democracies in the Eastern Mediterranean. We've come to the conclusion quite a few years ago that we have so much to gain by cooperating with each other, and we're doing that, point of fact, including with the new agreement we signed today, but throughout the years.
One of the primary agreements reached between the three countries was the formation of a joint force to deal with wildfires and earthquakes, after Israel dealt with wildfires some 2 weeks ago that burned large swathes of forest and residential neighborhoods in the center and north of the country, as well as deadly forest fires that plagued Cyprus late June.
Μη μας διακήρυξη, στέλνουμε ένα καθαρό και στεναρό αλλά και καθαρό μήνυμα για το γεγονός ότι η Κύπρος, το Ισραήλ και η Ελλάδα στέκονται μαζί στην αντιμετώπιση φυσικών καταστροφών καθώς και άλλων προκλήσεων που αφορούν την αντιμετώπιση εκτάκτων καταστάσεων.
The agreements also include cooperation in science, education, technology, and energy, as well as joint ventures in offshore gas fields that Prime Minister Netanyahu stressed was a joint interest of Jerusalem, Athens, and Nicosia to develop and export to European markets.
We are dealing also with matters of economy, with R&D, energy. That's a very big topic that we have. We have gas fields. We have joint interests. We know we want to explore the development of these gas fields and the provision of the gas to European markets. This is something that occupies our time and our attention. I hope we can move forward on it.
Greek Prime Minister Tsipras also took the opportunity to declare the urgent need to restart a political process to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which will lead to an international aspired solution of peaceful coexistence of two states for two peoples.
Και βέβαια να μην ξεχνάμε και το Μεσανατολικό είναι επιτακτική ανάγκη η επανέναρξη άμεσων και αξιόπιστων συνομιλιών για το Μεσανατολικό που θα οδηγήσουν σε μια λύση ειρηνικής συμβίωσης δύο κρατών στο αναφέρετο δικαίωμα δηλαδή των πολιτών του Ισραήλ, του κράτους του Ισραήλ, να ζουν με ασφάλεια και το δικαίωμα των Παλαιστινίων να έχουν το δικό τους βιώσιμο κράτος.
Now to the West Bank, where an 18-year-old Palestinian who attempted to stab Israeli troops at a junction near the Palestinian town of Nablus was shot dead. Police spokeswoman Luba Samri said that the Palestinian assailant got off a bus at the junction and appeared suspicious to border policemen stationed there when the attacker rushed toward the troops with a knife in hand, after which the troops opened fire and killed the assailant. The Palestinian Health Ministry confirmed that the Palestinian had been killed but had no further details on his identity. In recent months, the number of Palestinian attackers against Israelis has significantly diminished since a wave of violence which plagued the Jewish state since October of 2015 claimed the lives of 33 Israelis and 2 visiting American tourists in near-daily stabbing, car ramming, and shooting attacks. During that same period of time, some 230 Palestinians were killed, 156 of whom were killed during an act of terror, while the other 74 were killed in violent protests with Israeli security forces. Israeli officials accused the Palestinian leadership of bearing the responsibility due to ongoing incitement against the Jewish state, while Palestinian officials claim the assailants have acted out of desperation, frustrated with the so-called Israeli occupation of the West Bank and annexation of East Jerusalem, territories the Palestinians demand for their future state as part of any final peace agreement. Now to Israel's northern neighbor, where Abu Ammar, a Syrian opposition member and representative of several rebel organizations in the Golan area, which is adjacent to the border with Israel, warned that Iran and the regime in Damascus of President Bashar Assad were working together to change the demographics in Syria, and that this should also raise concerns in Israel. Abu Ammar claimed that the Syrian regime had recently increased its efforts to conduct a transfer of the Sunni Muslim population in villages on the Syrian side of Mount Hermon and the Golan Heights, with the end goal aimed at forming Iranian militias that would threaten Israel with missiles. He noted that Arab countries had treated the Iranian threat lightly in the past, and that was the reason that they currently are forced to pay the price for it. But Israel must not disregard the Iranian threat and must prepare against it properly. Now to another matter with regard to the Syrian conflict. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russian and American military experts would meet in Geneva on Saturday to discuss the situation in the northern Syrian city of Aleppo.
В итоге можно, наверное, сообщить, что достигнута договоренность о встрече в субботу в Женеве наших военных экспертов и дипломатов для того, чтобы все-таки завершить работу, которая все эти дни достаточно так спорадически продолжалась по документу, определяющему пути и способы окончательного решения проблемы Восточного Алеппо за счет ухода оттуда всех боевиков, ну и тех мирных жителей, которые это сделать пожелают.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry met Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Hamburg on Thursday, after which the American top diplomat said that he was not confident but hopeful about reaching an agreement and was still waiting for certain feedback and input from Moscow. Even though Lavrov stressed that the Syrian army had suspended active military operations in eastern Aleppo because of efforts to remove civilians from the city was underway, the White House said it would adopt a wait-and-see approach on whether Russia really helps cease military operations in the embattled northern city and assists in upholding to international humanitarian standards.
We are preparing to work on next steps. Secretary Kerry spoke by phone today with Foreign Minister Lavrov about the situation on the ground in Aleppo. They agreed to continue discussions about establishing a framework for a ceasefire that will allow the delivery of aid, of desperately needed humanitarian aid, as well as the safe departure of those who wish to leave the city. As you've seen, Foreign Minister Lavrov did announce technical discussions in Geneva on Saturday. The specific nature of those talks, these follow-on discussions, are still being worked out.
According to rebel officials in eastern Aleppo, more than 800 people have been killed and 3,000 to 3,500 were wounded in eastern Aleppo in the past 26 days, while the remaining trapped civilians await an effective death sentence, as the Syrian military was shelling rebel-held areas in a bid to weaken rebels, who managed to slow the army's advance. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hessen. Have a Erev Tov and Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you again on Monday at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.